I'm starting a new menu plan. This is from last week. On Monday, I didn't make the grilled sirloin and pepper pasta salad, so that is what I've added for Tuesday. My favorite way to sort through recipes is with these little tags. So I just read the recipe book front to back and tag each one that I would be interested in trying with one of these little tabs. And then we're gonna go to the grocery store. I'm gonna go ahead and use this cookbook. I've already been through this and I've got some things flagged. I know that I do want to try this bacon avocado deviled egg recipe. It's not a dinner, but it's a side and I'm going to try it. We're going to try the coq au vin, not really sure. Gonna write that one down. One thing I like to do when I'm making recipes or when I'm making a grocery list is I write down how much I'll need. That way I know I don't need 2 cups of mushrooms. Sometimes I get to the grocery store and I'm not quite sure how many I should have got. Like the chicken here, I need 2.5 pounds of chicken thighs or drumsticks. If I just wrote chicken thighs or drumsticks, I might have accidentally come home with only 1.5 pounds because I wouldn't have remembered how much exactly I needed. I'm not like that specifically on everything because some things are whatever, but yeah. We're gonna try the chicken pasta casserole. It appealed to me mostly because I have a lot of these ingredients purchased from the last time I did a menu plan. My husband never had casserole until he met me. He didn't have meatloaf either. So I'm interested to see how he likes different things because I'm exposing him to a lot of foods he's never had before. He is half Dominican, half Puerto Rican, and so he didn't eat like this growing up. We're going to try the baked penne with meat sauce. He likes pasta. He likes to carb up. He goes to the gym a lot, so I'm trying to carb him out. We're trying the prosciutto provolone stuffed chicken breasts. We are trying the wine glazed steak. I'm only doing 6 recipes because we eat at my mom's and I feel like I'm gonna have plenty of leftovers, so I'm just gonna try. It looks like 7, but this is just the bacon deviled eggs, remember? So just these. Not a very good variety, but it is 10 o'clock at night and I'm barely doing this. So we're gonna go to the grocery store and I'm trying to rush it so that we can come back, put things away. We've got a big day tomorrow. So hopefully this week goes all right, and it just looks real heavy to me, but that's okay. I'm gonna put the pasta on to boil. These pans, as you saw in my last video, are ancient. You can tell. My mom purchased these in the 70s as her own graduation gift, and they're the best pots and pans ever. She gifted them to me when she finally got new ones, but she still talks about how these, nothing ever compares. I don't even know what kind they are, honestly, but we're gonna boil some pasta. I need 1/3 cup dry red wine, and remember we froze him, so I'll just take him out of the freezer and set him in some hot water. I will be browning the beef and the onions. It didn't tell me to, but I sprinkled Italian herb seasoning on top of it because why not? It says to boil the noodles per package ingredients, but I'm cooking them a little less than I would normally because they're going to be baked and I don't want really soggy noodles. So if your package says 10 to 11 minutes or something, I would probably just do 9 minutes, or taste it, take a bite of it, and imagine it sitting in the oven for 20 minutes and make your own. Or just cook it by package directions. Do what you want. I don't really know, you know? It's just what I'm gonna do, because I don't want soggy noodles. I'm not sure if I've talked about this before, but I take dried herbs and I rub them in my hands as I drop them into the pan to open up the flavor. So I do a little number like this. See how fine it got? It wants me to stir the pasta and olives into the sauce and then put it in the pan, but I'm just gonna drop my noodles into the dish and and then add my sauce. I don't understand why it asked me to do. I just don't understand. It wanted me to slice up some olives, but I pretty much almost minced it. I'm not the type of person that likes huge chunks of olives when I bite into something. So I usually chop it pretty fine just to get the flavor, but not so that it's an overwhelming flavor in your bite. And I'm gonna add those.
This is some hearty meat. Pause.
That's good?
Oh. Get your elbows off of the dinner table. Have some manners. Wow.
I kind of like this. What do you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10?
I give it an 8.
I give it a 8.6. I've prepped all of the ingredients. I'm gonna put my oil into the pan. Salt and pepper the chicken. This says I need 18 frozen small whole onions, and I totally misread that. I didn't even get them at the store because I think I just saw onion and was like, oh, I have onions. So I have diced onions, and that's gonna have to do. Just used the red wine that I had frozen from whatever I used that from last week. And it's purple. I don't know anything about wine, but it's purple. Now that I've trashed the stovetop, we're gonna pour that onto this. I'm going to pour it over hot cooked noodles, as this suggests. So let's boil some water.
Already. Volvemos.
I'm gonna make this. It tells me to cook the pasta and then to grill the meat, but I always like to put some marinade on my meat. So I'm gonna take some balsamic vinegar, Dijon mustard, salt and pepper, and kind of rub it all over the steak as it thaws, because I had it in the freezer. It doesn't tell me to do that, but that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm also gonna rub some garlic paste on it. And balsamic vinegar. Is it just me, or does it say absolutely nothing about how you prepare the asparagus? Because they're grilling the peppers and the steak, I'm just gonna grill the asparagus also, but I've read this like 5 times and I could just be skimming in my brain, but I don't see anything about asparagus in here. I don't have whole grain rotini. That makes me kind of sad because I like the way this looks. I only have whole grain shells, but I'm not about to go buy another whole grain box of pasta. I have had this for a while, but I've never used it because I'm afraid of using whole grain in my pastas, because I'm afraid of what it'll taste like, honestly. But I bought this because it was on super sale. So, shells it's gonna be. I've added the Dijon mustard and the honey, salt, black pepper. I'm about to add the blue cheese. I need 2 ounces, so I'm gonna just cut this in half. Because it's 4 ounces. I love my little indoor grill. I got this from the Home Shopping Network. It's Curtis Stone, and I love it. I love his pots and pans. I love almost pretty much everything that he makes. So we're gonna coat these in a little oil and grill them.
This is basura. Wow. What time is it?
to make the prosciutto, provolone stuffed chicken breasts. 8 thin slices of prosciutto. Well, this is the only kind of prosciutto my Safeway had. So whatever. I just sprinkled my chicken with salt and pepper. This recipe better taste amazing because pounding out the chicken is an absolute nuisance. I love basil, it smells so good. You get this cheese everywhere. This is not going well. Okay, off to the oven it goes. They look incredible. I had to take these 3 out first because they were smaller and they were done. Is it to make sure that they were 170 degrees. It's 168, 167, 168. They keep cooking though when you pull them out, so I always pull them out a couple degrees before they're finished. There's nothing worse than overcooked chicken. And this little guy, this little guy is a lifesaver. I love my thermometer. I'm sort of in a rush, so I had nowhere to put this hot pan. I laid it right in the sink. It said to remove the skillet from the heat after you add the drained pasta to the pan that you cooked the chicken in. I added the garlic butter and olive oil to the pan and sauteed that for about a minute. Then I added the drained pasta and then I sprinkled Parmesan. I didn't even measure the Parmesan because really, who cares? So I'm just tossing it to coat, and then I will do whatever the recipe says to do next. I don't know what it says to do next. I'm trying to fix my hair. It's my anniversary today, so I'm kind of doing 1,000 things at one time. What do you give it?
8.63.
I'm gonna make this little number. I'm gonna add more chicken than it calls for because we like things meaty. So I'm gonna prep this and put it in the fridge until my husband comes back from the gym so that I can conveniently just cook it and have it ready to go. So let me prep all this crap. It wants a 2-quart rectangle dish, but I only have a 2-quart circular dish. Whatever. It says a 1/4 cup sliced almonds. I have slivered, so oh well. 1/2 cup. So 2 of these because this is a 1/4 cup measure. Of panko breadcrumbs. What are you gonna give it?
8.47.
No. Not 8.63?
Why would I do that?
Everything's 6.3.
It's never a 6.3. One time.
You like it, I'm glad. I've got my mushrooms and garlic. As you all know, I do not do red pepper.
High shirt of mom's today?
Taking the what?
The high chair to mom's?
Yeah.
I've prepped the red wine, the balsamic vinegar, the honey, and the soy sauce. At least I think that's what that was.
Can I have some juice?
I got the juice. Want some more?
No. So I give this I give it a 9, but it's not a 10 like the America's Test Kitchen, but it's really good. What about you?
9.12.
It says 8 cups powdered sugar, but 2 pounds is 7.5 cups. So practically this whole bag, if that, because I like to taste it as I go because I find a lot of cream cheese frosting recipes are too sweet. Well done. That's my favorite.
I know.
This is a tall cake, Mom. I've never made. Ah.
Oh, we have fun.
Oh man.
That's a big ass cake.
Isn't it huge? Oh my gosh. It is. But not as sweet as it would have been. I think when you taste it with the cake, you'll need it because the black walnuts, Mom, did you know they're like really strong?
Yes, that's called flavor.
Okay. Well.
You don't like them?
I'm not sure. I need to have it in a piece of cake, but I took a bite of them and they're just really robust.
Robust.
What?
Hmm?
What is that for?
What?
Your phone.
Oh, I gotta make a video about it. Put it onto YouTube. This frosting was really soft, so I feel like I could have put it in the fridge. Aww. Yeah,
You
you're
probably
right.
doesn't have any food coloring. Yes, I do.
Is it really good? Honestly, literally.
I don't know what's going on, but it's. I can handle it, but I don't know what I'll taste it. Maybe that's the black walnut.
Maybe it is, yeah. Brother, will you get a plate and hold it low for me? On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you rate it, Mom? 11?
Palate is obviously messed up.
Well, she loves the black walnut. So.
Is it actually black, what it looks like?
Oh, for black.
Either. What do you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, Joe?
Gray area.
It's not a number.
I'm undecided. It's not. Oh, not bad.
That's what I'm saying.
Like that.
It's
No,
just
I really
different.
don't.
Yeah, those black walnuts are real strong. This is the end recap to my weekly meal plan. We started with the baked penne with meat sauce. My husband rated it an 8.1 and I rated it an 8.6. I may even rate that a little higher if I were to consider the ease of prep and cooking, but I only use my scale based on taste. It was extremely easy to make those, so it's something that I will probably make again just because how simple it was. The coq au vin. I don't really know if I'm saying that correctly. My husband rated it an 8 and I rated it a 7. I really was not very impressed with that and I'll probably never make it again. Please refer to my scale in the description as to what a 7 means. The next thing I made was the grilled sirloin pepper pasta salad. I did not like that at all. I rated it a 4. Maybe it was a 5 if I got the right bite. But my husband and I both rated it a 4. He I think rated it a 4.5. I didn't write it down on here, but it wasn't. I'll never make that again. The next thing I made is the prosciutto provolone stuffed chicken breast. I would probably put less extra virgin olive oil in the pasta. I don't know if you'd call that a sauce, but whatever. I would use less EVOO. He gave it an 8.63 and I gave it a 7. I was not impressed because I think I hate prosciutto. I knew I didn't like prosciutto, but again, much like cilantro, much like things that I don't like, I keep trying them because I want to not be picky. I hate prosciutto, so I did not like this at all. But I tried to pretend like I liked prosciutto, so I gave it a 7. Because the other contents were good. Then we tried the chicken pasta casserole. He gave it an 8.42. He really liked it. He rates, his scale is a little harder than mine, so if he were to rate an 8.42, I would probably rate it a 9. He's a little bit more strict on his scale, even though my scale seems pretty strict. He's even more strict on his scale. So if he says it's an 8.42, it's really, really good to him. I rated it a 6 though. There was something about that casserole that I did not like. I didn't know what it was. I couldn't put my thumb on it, but I didn't like it. It was a 6. I'll never make it again. Then we tried the wine glazed steak. And I know we both rated it an 8 something, and I said so in the video what it was, but I don't have it written down here. So I don't remember what we rated it, but if you watched the video, you saw it. And instead of the bacon avocado deviled eggs, I made a black walnut cake with cream cheese frosting for my mom's birthday. My mom grew up with a black walnut tree in her backyard, and she loves black walnuts. She's not sure if it's because of the pain in the butt it took to get the walnuts out of the shell, that the reward for eating the walnut was just that much sweeter, and that's why she loves them so much. But if you've never had black walnuts, please do try them before you put them in a cake, because I don't like them. No one there liked them but my mom. I liked the cake. If I liked black walnuts, that would have been an amazing cake. It was super moist. The frosting, I ended up putting only 6 cups of powdered sugar. I probably could have done even less than that, but the recipe calls for 8 cups, I think, which was super sweet. But because the black walnuts is bitter the right word? I don't know. It just seems like the sweet frosting helped it some. But if you love black walnuts, I recommend that you try it. But my mom rated it an 11. She loved it because she loves black walnuts. But do try black walnuts before you make that cake. Otherwise, you could try, I think it would be tasty with pecans. Or, it's not like you're crunching them either. So don't imagine eating a cake with a bunch of hard crunchy things. They're very soft. You could eat it without chewing. You could eat the cake without chewing, if that makes sense, because they're not like hard little bits of nuts. But my brother ate it, and he doesn't like nuts in his pastries, like in his coffee cakes or whatever. He's not a big fan of that, but he ate it. So he was unsure, as you heard. I asked him to number it on a scale of 1 to 10, and he said gray area, because you try to separate yourself from your own distaste, like when I'm trying to judge something that has prosciutto and I hate prosciutto, or I'm trying to judge something with cilantro and I hate cilantro. I try to separate myself from that and judge it fairly. So he was trying to do that also, but it's tough to do. But it was a really good cake. And that ends this week's meal plan, meal prep, meal trial, recipe try, whatever you want to call this. I still can't decide. These are not going to be weekly, so don't expect that. These are going to happen when I have time, which time is becoming harder and harder to find, as impossible as that may seem, because I do not have a job right now, but for some reason my life is busier now than it has been in a very long time. I think just preparing for pregnancy. So please forgive me if I don't get to this weekly, but I will try my best. Okay, see you next time.